But I think the court has to make some findings as it relates to the bad faith on the part of the prosecution. And if the court makes a finding that the actions that I had talked about were done in bad faith, then I think both elements.
That's I'm proud to be an American. God bless the USA. And
oh my God, a judge whose entire life is in respect to the legal processes of America has a song called God Bless the USA as his ringtone. Oh my, the travesty. Oh, the conspiracy.
Yeah. It's terrible.
Particularly the version that I remember quite vividly because I went to many Trump rallies at my previous gig with TYT, and that was Trump's walk-on song.
It was the Trump version. Oh my God. I mean, the Trump campaign didn't specifically commission a version. They used an already very popular version of the song. But oh no, it was the Trump version. Ah, he's a Trumper. That means he hates black people and is in favor of Kyle Rittenhouse and his bias.
It's so true. That's exactly what they think. It's such a tenuous connection, but they're all in with it.
Oh, and she said she used to work for TYT, so I guess that's where, they share the same takes.
Yeah, no. Sam Seder calls up TYT and he says, listen, do you have any really hot dumb girls there that you could kick down to me? We need a couple new co-hosts. But I don't want
new skirts.
I don't want anyone that's too intelligent. Because they might make it past the wardrobe test every day. I'm not giving up the wardrobe test.
They can't outshine me, So
that's so true.
You could say with a coincidence, maybe he's just a patriot, and usually that does coincide quite well with fascism, that self-identification.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyone who's a nationalist, anyone who cares about America is a fascist. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, so bad. I'm so glad I didn't continue. It would have ruined my whole night.
Oh, how could you have someone this stupid be like? If you said something this, Adam, I'm like, wait a minute, we have to have a conversation here. We have to have an online.
Hey,
argument.
I said something stupid and I figured it out. Okay.
Right, but I'm saying
I corrected myself.
Like this I just can't imagine being on a show with someone with a co-host and they say like, well, maybe it was coincidence that this guy's a patriot, but patriotism aligns with fascism, so the judge could be fascist. I'm just asking questions. I'm just saying he could be a fascist.
Yeah, no. Aren't you glad your co-host isn't that brain?
I'm very glad. Yes.
Come on.
We also know about this, Judge. Do we have the clip of the Lee Greenwood song playing?
We played that yesterday.
Oh, you did? Okay. So you've heard the clip of the Lee Greenwood song. And then listen to this.
So Sam can't say, oh, I didn't say that. That was my co-host. He's like, did you play the song? I wasn't here yesterday. Did you play the song? Did you show that he was a fascist, Emma? Did you?
Sam had the day off when they played the song. But he wants to make sure that he reflects on it too.
Right.
It's like, what do you think he's saying here?
Uh-oh.
When they're talking about breaking for lunch.
Uh-oh.
And about getting Asian food.
Uh-oh.
Whatever that is.
Oh, shit. He went please.
Let's hope for 1 o'clock. I don't know. Hope the Asian food isn't coming. Isn't on one of those boats in Long Beach Harbor.
Oh no! What a racist!
He made
a joke. He said Asian food instead of Chinese or Japanese or Korean or whatever specific delicatessen of food that was being brought to the courthouse.
What's wrong with Asian food?
I don't know, Adam. I don't know.
I don't think there's anything.
Weird. I guess it sounds like something a boomer would say. So I guess that means it's racist.
Asian. Now, if you would have said Oriental food.
Well, then you.
Yeah. Obviously, we're talking racism here.
Well, listen. Maybe they were going to eat rugs? Okay, you don't know.
Asian food seems acceptable to me.
Yes.
Maybe it's me.
Listen, when I go to the Asian market, I'm committing a racism. Okay.
You know they're digging so deep here when
Right.
this is all they have. They're so desperate for a smoking gun. They're like,
I mean, I've been in grocery stores where, they have an aisle that literally it says Asian on the aisle, and they have like a bunch of random Asian stuff there, like things you would find in Asian market.
Might even say that on the thing.
Right. I've never been like, oh, I'm in
The
the
one
racist
in-
aisle of the grocery store.
The one in LA says multiculturalism aisle. It doesn't. Just so they don't get canceled.
There was one I was in that said like ethnic aisle, and I thought like that's weird.
I'm gonna go
trying to be like broader, but that sounds strange. The
It does
ethnic
sound
aisle.
strange, right?
I was like, that's okay.
Yeah. Here we have early German cuisine. No.
Yeah, so apparently there was some issue in Wisconsin, I guess, or somewhere at the time where there's some supply chain disruption, some backup of a harbor somewhere. And so he made this joke about, well, we're ordering Asian food for lunch. I hope it's, not coming from Asia, because then it will go through the harbor and get stuck. Right. So it's very boomer tier joke, lame. I wouldn't consider it offensive really at all. But, if we're offended by God Bless America ringtone, this is like, this is just a step too far.
What is going on? Like, okay,
Sam.
he's making some type of joke, but let's just assess like
What is going on?
like what goes into, a joke is just sort of like something that's on your mind. You think that everybody in the room is going to connect with this. It's something that is out there. Aside from the idea that like Asian food, to the extent that you get Asian food in the United States, is made by Americans and is made in America. Like, I mean,
I don't know what reality you're living in. When I order Kung Pao chicken, I have it imported directly on one of those cargo ships, and that's why it's held up at Long Beach.
but when you get, but
Did you know that when you go to a restaurant in America and you order food, that food is not made somewhere else in the world and then teleported to that restaurant in 20 to 30 minutes? Did you know that?
Of course
I didn't
not.
know that. I didn't know that. I thought that's how it worked. I thought I was getting an authentic Asian food experience. And this is just blowing my mind here.
Was that the joke he was making? I just figured out the joke. I never realized.
Oh, okay. Okay.
like let's put it this way. Let's make it a little bit easier. Like if I was to order some German food, is my thinking about that German food that these are like foreigners? They're like there's something foreign going on here. Like it's not the first thing that I think about. I just think it's like it's some maybe there's a German couple that came to the United States, or is a German heritage, and they're making German food. Like I don't immediately think foreign-y.
Yeah.
I like he's like, I don't think foreigners when I think of German food. I think of Germans who came to America to make food.
This is so weird.
I guess to me, I'm like, okay, that's basically the same as saying someone's a foreigner. You understand that, right? Like the difference between those two words is so tiny and minute, Sam. But all right.
Is he trying to imply that people who distinguish one type of food from another are racists?
He's saying that by the judge making this by making this lame boomer dad joke.
Right.
Okay.
Like lunch was going to be late because they have a supply chain issue.
Right.
Right.
That because he made that joke and because it was, about Asian food and not
Right.
White American food, it must have been because of racialized racist reasons. The judge thinks Asian people are foreigners, and Asian food comes from across the sea. So
wouldn't the joke be better though if he used like a different race that was.
I don't know. It's just it's pathetic that they take such issue with this.
Right. Yeah.
When I order that food.
I don't think so either.
And then tying it into the ports in Long Beach. Like, I wonder, like, it strikes me as a guy who's just sort of like using his platform to push stuff that is like pretty political in the news. And
this joke was very politicized. I don't know if you caught that. Did you catch how political this joke? This judge is pushing his political bias through this boomer tier dad joke.
If he knew anything about the case, the judge was actually trying to keep his politics out of the news and was very disappointed that the news kept reporting on this shit.
Yes.
And Sam Seder himself is just reaching like, oh my God, Sam Seder would love to be telling some different story about this case right now, but it just doesn't go with the judge's like on the take is some racist Trump supporter narrative.
Yeah.
So they have to, in desperation, go to some boomer joke that he told. Yeah. It's very sad. He's trying to keep his ideas out of the news.
Right.
And that's why you have to do such reaching.
I wonder if the judge, gave a 5-minute speech about white privilege, if Sam would have been like, that's really biased of the judge to do that. This case, that's kind of offensive. I don't know if we're going to get a neutral arbiter of facts here.
They would call him a white supremacist, and they would say that he's rubbing it in their faces and that he was only doing it to show that he does have white privilege. And
I see.
Yeah.
They would
completely
anyway.
spin it
You're
around
right.
on him.
Yeah, it doesn't
They
matter.
would. They totally would.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
I don't know how that implicates the case in any way. But quite a judge they've got there.
And that's kind of what this guy's auditioning for right-wing curry favors, Lance Ito, right? I would guess that he wants to be some sort of personality, the way he leans back. And Vic Berger had this edit of him leaning back in that ridiculous throne-like chair that he's in. He's relishing every moment of it. And there's a reason that the prosecution did not want him involved. They were Will Bunch, I think he writes for the Philly Inquirer, had a long thread about the problematic decisions this judge has made since the 80s.
This is why projection is so ever present everywhere, because the ideas that people have in their head about how they behave are just projected onto other people here. So the argument that she's making is that the judge wants to raise his profile. He wants to be an important person in media.
Right.
Who else could I think of that, would like to raise their profile and be an important person in media? Let me think. Sam Seder, maybe. Everyone on the Majority Report.
Right.
Yeah. It's just complete projection. It's like, look,
CT says
he's a judge.
CT says, how tall is Sam? He comes across as a short dude since he's always reaching.
Yeah.
Got him.
I think he's at least, he's probably maybe 4'7". Anyway.
I do like, it's just, did you see the judge? The judge is sitting in a big chair. He's leaning back. Like, what is he, a king? Look at this judge on this throne. Like, it's just any little thing. Any tiny little thing they can.
Yeah.